Okay, so good morning and Assalamu alaikum. Today we will be solving O-level biology past papers. So to move forward, today we'll be solving May-June past papers of 2023. Okay, so this is paper 1, variant 1, May-June 2023 biology. So we'll start with question number 1. So as we know that in red blood cells, cell wall and nucleus both are absent. Cell wall is absent because it is an animal cell. Cell wall is only present in plant cells. And nucleus is absent because the function of red blood cells is to absorb oxygen. So it needs maximum surface area for the absorption of oxygen only. The second question is that a green leaf plant produces spores. So to which group does this plant belong to? So now we know that fungi doesn't belong to a plant group. So automatically B won't be the correct option. Dicotyledon monocotyledon plants are plants with flowers and they do not have any linkage with the spores. So A and D would also be cancelled. The remaining option is option C, which is the correct option for instance. Now, which statement is correct for both diffusion and osmosis? Okay, so they depend on energy from cell? No. None of them depend on energy from cell, only active transport depends on cell. They involve the movement of particles down a concentration gradient. Yes, both of them involve the movement of particles down a concentration gradient. Do they involve the movement of water molecule? No, only osmosis does. Diffusion doesn't involve the movement of water molecules. They take place only in liquids? No, they don't take place only in liquids. So our correct option is option D. Now the graph shows the effect of oxygen on the uptake of ions by two sets of barley plant. Except for oxygen availability, both sets of barley plants were grown in identical conditions. Which process is taking place to explain the difference between two curves? So active transport, diffusion, osmosis, or photosynthesis. So in plants, they're asking about the production, the concentration, and uptake of ions. So I would say that the it depends on photosynthesis. D. Let's check our answer for better understanding. This is question number 4 for A. So we were wrong. It depends on active transport. Yes, the uptake of ions depends on active transport, not photosynthesis. Okay. Okay, where is question number 5? A student tested a sample of food. Okay. The results were shown. Which nutrients were in the color after adding Benedict's solution and heating? Red, purple, yellow, brown. So we know that there is no starch over there. There is protein, there is reducing sugar. So I guess the correct option is C, 5C. So now question number 6. The graph shows the substrate concentration on the rate of enzyme control reaction. The results have been obtained using a fixed concentration of enzyme at temperature 30. Which statement explains the shape of the graph from X to Y? The results have, okay, which statement explains the from X to Y? So it is denaturation of enzyme molecule is increasing. Then the concentration of molecule is decreasing. I would say 6A, 6B. Then the enzymes are not all occupied. Okay. Okay, so it's 6. So now let's move to question number C. Now it says the graph shows how photosynthesis in a plant varies with light intensity. Okay, which statements are correct? Light intensity is only the limiting factor in photosynthesis. No, it's not the only limiting factor. Between points P and Q on the graph, light intensity is the factor that is limiting the rate of photosynthesis. We can say it. Between Q and R, another limiting factor is another factor is limiting the rate of photosynthesis. Yes. So what I believe is that one is definitely not the correct answer, like the statement, and 3 cannot only be the correct statement. So I'll go for part C, 7C. Let's 7C. Now, what does this say? Okay, what are the main function of the 3 labeled regions? Okay, upper epidermis, spongy mesophyll layer, and the xylem and phloem vessels. These are the 3 regions labeled. This is the xylem phloem vessel. This is the upper epidermis. No, this is the palisade mesophyll layer. Upper epidermis is this one. Sorry. And this is the spongy mesophyll layer. Okay. So what are the functions of the 3? Let's start with the 1, which is transport. So A and D are cancelled. Now for 2, which is the spongy mesophyll layer, gas exchange. And for region 3, photosynthesis. I'll go for 8C. Let's see. 8C is the correct answer. Moving towards the next question. Which description of the function of root hairs is correct? Root hairs absorb ions by active transport and osmosis only, not only by active transport and osmosis. Diffusion is also the method in which you can absorb ions. Root hair absorb ions by osmosis only? No. Root hairs absorb water by active transport. Now, it cannot absorb water by active transport. It can only absorb water by osmosis. Okay. So, due to this word water and osmosis, option D is correct. Let's see. Up 9D. Okay. Let's move towards the next question. So which condition results in the highest rate of transpiration from a plant? Percentage humidity and temperature. I guess 60% humidity. Highest. The humidity should be at lowest and the temperature should be at its highest. Sorry. So I would go for 10B. 10B, yes. Because if the humidity is on a greater level, the water won't evaporate from the leaf surface. Same goes if the temperature is low, it would not evaporate again, so it won't have the right amount of heat. So this is how we have come to the conclusion that plan B is the correct answer, as mentioned in the marking scheme as well. Now, which disease can be a result of dietary deficiency of both mineral iron and a vitamin iron? Okay, anemia is for iron. Diabetes is for sugar. Rickets is for vitamin D, and scurvy is for vitamin C. I would say rickets because it you also need calcium for it, which is a mineral iron, and you also need vitamin D for its cure. So if you have vitamin D only in your diet, you still need calcium to overcome the disease. So let's see. 11C. So calcium is a mineral iron and vitamin D is a vitamin. So you need both for the rickets. A student states the contraction of circular muscles pushes the content forward. This contraction of this is peristalsis. So this is A, 12A. 12A, okay? Okay. So now let's move to question number 13. Okay, what was the correct answer for question number 12A and what did we select? A, peristalsis. So we are correct. Now let's move toward 13. Okay. So an investigation is carried out on digestion and absorption of the alimentary canal. The diagram shows the apparatus used. The whisking tube is a permeable. Okay, so the whisking tube is permeable to small molecules such as glucose, but not to large molecules such as starch. After 1 hour, samples of water in the beaker are tested with Benedict solution and with iodine solution, which colors are obtained. So it is saying that it's permeable to molecules such as glucose, but not starch. Okay, so I guess iodine solution would be blue, yellow, brown, whereas this would be red. Yes, let's see. I go for D. Let's see the answer for 13D. 13D is the indeed the correct answer. Now let's move toward the further questions. Just a second. Now moving towards some students. Some students were each given the apparatus shown. So this was the setup. Just a second, my laptop got stuck. Oops. Just a second. Okay. They placed the mouthpieces in the mouth, then gently breathed in and out through the apparatus 10 times. Okay. Which statement describe what happened when they breathed in and out? When they breathed in the air, form bubbles and test tube, and through the test tube and lime water became cloudy in test tube tube. Okay, then they breathed out air from the lungs bubble to test tube T, and the lime water again cloudy when they breathed in. Okay, just a second. Lime water is in both. I have to reflect back to the okay. So okay. When the beetle in the room bubbled, okay. So let me explain what's happening. So when they're breathing in, so air is taken from test tube T and is given out in test tube 2. When it will be given out, the lime water would turn milky because carbon dioxide is released. So I would go for 14A. When, no, not for 14A, sorry. Oops, I am having some troubles with my PC. Just give me a second. When breathed in, no. When breathed out, air from the lungs is bubbled to test tube T, and the lime water in test tube T doesn't change, it stays clear. Breathe it in, again wrong. So A, B, C are wrong. When breathed out, air from the lungs bubble to test tube Q and the lime water remain clear. Okay, I think for either it's A, either it's B. Let's see. It's 14C. When breathed in, the room bubbled through the test tube T and lime water. Sorry. Again, I made one mistake. I misread this answer. So yes, since we're breathing in, air is taken from the test tube T and we are taking in oxygen. We are not releasing carbon dioxide in test tube T, so it would stay clear. C is the correct answer. Okay. Just a second, Ma. Okay. So now let's move towards question number 15. How many molecules of carbon dioxide will be produced from the breakdown of 2 molecules of glucose in aerobic respiration? So let's look at the options we have available in question number 15. I guess it's 12 because एक molecule of glucose में 6 molecules of CO2 is produced. So it would be doubled. Let's see. Question number 15, B. Correct. 16, okay. Which equation shows the type of respiration that can cause an oxygen depth in muscles during vigorous exercises? Oh, what's happening? Which, glucose plus oxygen is equals to carbon dioxide plus water. It's B or D? B. 16B. As it's an anaerobic respiration equation and does not produce CO2 and water. Okay. So the blood pressure was measured in the pulmonary artery, pulmonary capillaries, and pulmonary vein. Which blood pressure results could be correct? So in artery, it would be the highest. In vein, it would be the medium. And in the capillary, it would be the minimum. So I will go for 17B. 17A. In vein, it's the least. Okay. Now, question number 18. I'll confirm that with the proper theory in my next video, inshallah. Question number 18. Which component of blood engulfs pathogen? Not red blood cells, not platelets. I guess either A or B. 18A. B. Phagocytes. Check, yes. 19. It is what would help reduce the transmission of malaria? Since it's not a sexual disease, so use of condom won't help in prevention of malaria. So option A would be wrong. Use of antibiotic, it's not a bacterial infection. So again, no use. Washing hands, again, no use since it's spread by mosquitoes. We are left with option C, using of mosquito nets would help in reducing or preventing malaria. So let's see 19C. The table shows the death rates from lung cancer in a country among smokers and non-smokers. Okay, people who get lung cancer are likely to be smokers of 26 or more cigarettes per day. People who do not smoke will not get lung cancer. No, it's not like that. That's not how cancer works. People who smoke have a higher chances of. I would say it's C, because C, people who get lung cancer are likely to be 26 or more smokers of 26 or more cigarettes per day. No, even people with 0 cigarettes per day are being diagnosed with lung cancer. People who do not smoke will not get lung cancer. Same reason that people who do not smoke still are diagnosed with lung cancer due to different reasons. Now, number D, part D says that it's the only cause of lung cancer, smoking. No, smoking is not the only cause of lung cancer, but it is one of the main causes of lung cancer. So, part C is that people who smoke have a higher chance of getting lung cancer. So, I'll go for part C. Let's see 20C. 20C is correct. Now, let's move towards. Now we're done with half of the paper. We'll stop our video till here.